Okay, there. Hi, good evening. Bob Reyes here of the Mozilla Philippines Community. Welcome to the March 2023 edition of our online meetup. So, welcome and good evening to all those who are in the meeting room right now. Okay, so as of this moment, I can see Anton, Romar, and our guest, Dean Aris. Okay, so just to begin with, okay, so let me introduce. So, we are going to have a guest tonight. So, galang-galang at ating pinagpipitagan si Dean Aris. So later I'll introduce him properly. But before that, so let me introduce our organization. So we are the Mozilla Philippines Community, and we started way back when the internet was still infant in the Philippines. So around 1998, we are an offshoot of the Netscape communications project called Mozilla. And from there, we evolved into something that we know now as the organization, the nonprofit organization that is behind the Firefox web browser. In the Philippines, we started as an online community in 2009. So we are around 13 years now. And the leadership is currently composed of 4 Mozilla reps who are all Filipino, 2 regional coordinators, and we have a core membership composed of reps alumni and trusted Pinoy Mozillians. We are best known for Firefox, the web browser that is committed to everyone's privacy and to an open web. And when we talk about Firefox, we are talking about the family of products that is composed of the browser that is on desktop and on mobile, as well as a range of services like Firefox Relay. So Firefox Relay is an email service. If you wish to hide your real email address so that attackers or hackers or spammers will not be able to send you emails. Okay, it is as easy as generating your own relay email address for free via relay.firefox.com. If you're done using the relay email address, just delete it from that website, and people or websites to whom you gave this email address will not be able to send you messages anymore. Right now, we just have Firefox 111.0.1 released a couple of days ago, and Firefox is built for us to be true to our mission. What is our mission? As a nonprofit organization, we want to ensure that the internet will remain as a global public resource that is open and accessible to all. We want to have an internet that truly puts people first so that individuals can shape their own experience and they can be empowered, safe, and independent. So tamang-tama kasi we will be celebrating the 29th anniversary of internet in the Philippines this coming week. That's why our topic for this meetup is related to that. Now, we invite everyone, to all those who are watching, to join Mozilla. Okay? How? So, and why? Why muna? So, Mozilla is a nonprofit organization that is working to ensure that the internet is open and welcoming to all. Not just the techies out there. So we cater and we welcome everyone. We need your help. So by joining our community, like the Mozilla Philippines Community, you should be able to help drive innovation, enhance accountability and trust, and make the internet a better place for all, not just for a few. So we need talents for a better internet. So for the Philippines, to join us, just go to join.mozillaph.org. Tell us which of the areas of participation you wish to be involved with, and we'll get back to you. So we'll contact you depending on the team that you wish to join in our local community. How can you contribute? There are basically 2 ways. One, if you are a technical contributor, we have lots of avenues for you to be part of Mozilla. If you are non-techie, okay, if you're not a developer, maybe you are a designer, maybe you are a student, or maybe you want to someone who wants to learn, okay? So meron din kami mga non-technical contributions. So just go to join.mozillaph.org and you will see the options there. Okay. Lastly, we post this on our social media channels and on our messaging platforms. We are calling for your inputs since the National Privacy Commission has called for the inputs of the public uh, because they are crafting the guidelines for the following: deceptive design patterns and manipulative personalization, processing of personal information using body-worn cameras by law enforcement agencies, and the use of portable storage devices. The deadline set by the NPC is at the end of this month, but for us to consolidate your inputs being part of the Mozilla Philippines community, we want to hear from you until Thursday, until Thursday night. So just go to our social media channels, and if you are on our Slack or on our Matrix Element messaging platforms, the links are there. It's also here on the screen. If you have a mobile device, simply scan the QR code and you will be brought to the online form. So we wish and we will wait for your inputs until next week so that we can have one voice, send it to National Privacy Commission. These are our concerns related these three, so that we hope they will be able to consider our inputs in crafting the guidelines soon. Okay, so that's it. So for tonight, we are so lucky because we have someone who has been in the industry, who has been part of many advocacies, many organizations related to internet in the Philippines. So I will not take much of of that time for tonight, and I will hand over the virtual floor to Dean Aris Ignacio, who is the College of IT and Engineering at Southville International School and Colleges. We know each other because we are both members of the Intenet Society Philippines chapter, and I think we will be both sitting in the board this year because na kakatapos na ng election. Dean Aris, are you there?
Yan. Yes, I am.
Yes, sir. Kamusta?
Ito. Ganun pa din. Nasa school po.
Ay, salamat, sir. Salamat,
Yun nga.
salamat.
Okay.
Saan sipag ka? Sabado nasa
Yun
school.
nga eh. Hindi, wala eh. Kailangan dito sa school. Maingay sa bahay. Nakakayanan
Okay.
kay sa'yo, kay Anton, tsaka kay Romer.
Yes, sir. Salamat, sir. Salamat, sir. So, siguro before I let you speak about the topic, unang tanong lang, kailan ka nag-internet? Kailan ka unang nag-internet o kailan mo na unang nasubukan ng internet? Without revealing our age.
Okay. Parang nahiya ako bigla. Buti na lang, konti lang muna tayo. Okay, I was able to use the internet in its infant stages. So I was studying kasi in one of those schools, yung apat dun sa kasama sa consortium. So okay. Kaya oo, and I was able to use it first at school. So yung school kasi kasama sa consortium. So part kami nung parang trial group nung time na yun. So actually lumabas na yung Yahoo nung time na yun eh. So una kami nakagamit ng Yahoo, but we were able to use the internet. Hindi pa nga siya graphical eh. Actually, ano pa siya, ano tawag rito, text-based internet.
So, parang yung nasa likod mo, sir, yung background mo.
Oo, yeah. Naka-matrix nga ako. Pero yun nga, nag-i-internet ako using using keyboard, yung key sa keyboard. Tapos enter mo, tapos pupunta ka. And I was able to encounter Yahoo using the keyboard. You browse Yahoo using the keyboard. So parang funny as it may seem. Tapos nasa ano pa yun, if I could remember, I was using it using the fax machine, di ba? Meron siyang parang ano to? Client type na monitor, tapos kumo-connect siya sa server, tapos from the server, yun.
kasi yung fax machine may modem built in eh, di ba?
Yeah. So, yan.
Cool. Eh, sabi nga ni Anton, Moscom plus Sky iNet prepaid modem. So, StarCraft, Diablo days. Yun. Actually, yung connection ko nun, hindi kaya yung StarCraft sa Diablo eh. Kaya talagang pang-email lang siya.
Oo. Ako, Diyos ko. Una ako nagkaroon ng internet sa bahay, yung nag-try ako mag-download ng isang MP3. Sorry
Okay lang siya.
MP3, abutin ako ng 2 to 4 hours yun. MP3.
Siguro naman, walang internet user dati na hindi namirata, no? Hindi nag-download ng movie sa MP3.
Kaya nga eh. Pero ayun. Pero yun, and I was able to use, Netscape at the beginning. So, yun yung unang browser. Na-reveal ko tuloy.
Yung mga makakapanood na medyo bata, siguro nagtataka sila, ano yung MP3, ano yung nung time kasi na nauso yung internet, nung mga nag-aaral pa kami na din Aris, wala pang Spotify, wala pang YouTube Music, wala pang Deezer, so ina-download mo mismo yung music file na yung kanta, da-download mo sa computer mo. Hindi pa nga uso laptop no. So talagang desktop. Tapos nauso yung mga MP3 player, so isi-send mo doon. Tapos ipapadala mo sa mga kaibigan mo, i-email mo. So hanggang kumalat, ganoon.
Yun.
So sabi ni Romer,
actually, Sir Bob, ganda rin sinabi ni Anton, yung Winamp, di ba?
Winamp, yeah.
Gusto ko yung yung sinasabi ng Winamp.
Mabubuhay ito sila ulit, di ba? I think they are reviving themselves.
I think so.
Hintay ko kasi hindi gagamitin. It was one of the best music players until now. Wala akong makitang panapat.
So, tapos maghanap ka ng skins, no?
Yes, skins, tapos mga customize mo yung equalizer.
Yes.
Ngayon kasi yung mga music players, parang they're too limited. Na parang ako, as an audiophile, hindi ako natutuwa doon sa limitation nila when it comes to equalizers. So, very cool, yan. IRC, ICQ.
Yeah.
Yun. Makapaghalata yung mga edad natin.
Ay, grabe. Ipinasok na si Hughes, Undernet, tsaka si Dalnet. Taas kamay na ako dyan. Natawa ako bigla.
Actually, kami sa Mozilla, sir, ito lang, we will just share. Yung IRC server namin was shut down, I think, just before the pandemic. We've been using IRC until around the pandemic time.
Yeah,
Saan kami na gano'n? That is our official messaging platform.
Oh, wow.
Hindi Yahoo, hindi email, hindi Slack, though we have Slack, hindi rin, definitely hindi Facebook Messenger. So, yun, ganun ang ginagamit. Now we switch to Matrix. Yun, yung nasa back. Ang tawag doon sa platform is Matrix, tapos nag-rename sila, ginawa nilang Element. So, yun ang ginagamit namin. Pero, yung interface niya, without the bells and whistles, para ka pa rin naka-IRC. Same.
I see. Good.
So, ganun yung ginagawa namin.
Gulat ako sa Freenode. Okay. Parang bumabalik ako sa mga parang gusto ko sabihin na I think nakagamit si Romer ng BBS. Okay, nakapost sa BBS. So
actually parang yung umpisang gumamit ng internet sa Pilipinas, ganun ng mga techie style no, ng paggamit. Ako hindi ko makakalimutan yung first time ko nakagamit ng internet kasi medyo bubu kasi I want to send an email to a friend na nag-migrate sa abroad. Pero ang ginagawa ko, yung email address niya, ipinapasok ko sa address bar ng Netscape that time. Wala nangyayari. So, sir, internet cafe sa Park Square. I was waiting for more than 30 minutes. Wala nangyayari. And yung internet cafe dati, sa mga makakapanood na to, dati yung mga internet cafe, hindi per hour, per minute.
Per minute, yes.
Per minute ang charge. So, magkano? 1 peso 50 centavos per minute. So, that's something like what? 90 pesos per hour? Ngayon, magkano internet sa kanto? Parang 20 peso yata isang oras no? Tuloy na yun. So, yun ang first encounter ko sa internet na I think I was college that time. Ayun. Yan sabi ni Romar, ayoko mag-comment about BBS. Go Romar, sige. We'll Go.
Naririnig ba? Ayun,
Yap, yap.
ayos. Sir Aris,
Ay, Sir Omar.
good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yeah, kwento ko lang konti yung experience naman namin dito sa South naman kasi I'm based in Cagayan de Oro City. So,
Ay, wow. Yeah.
naalala ko yung per hour namin dito, parang is like around 190 pa nung simula ako mag-internet. 190 per hour.
Akala ko mahal na yung 90 per hour dito sa Makati nun eh.
190 sa amin dito, yung pinakabuka dati, 125 per hour.
Kaya, sa bagal no? Sa bagal, bago mag-load yun, ubos yung isang oras mo. Sa bagal. Well, those were the days. Swerte ng mga bata ngayon. Lagi ko sinasabi, swerte nila. No, parang wala kaming YouTube noon. Wala kaming fast internet websites na may mga flashy stuff and things. So, yun, doon kami nabuhay. Sige, we'll be back on this discussion later on. We will let Dean Aris go on with his presentation. Tapos, sige, we have until 9:30.
Okay.
For this session naman. Sige sir, Dean Aris.
Yes, sige.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Dagdag ko lang, Sir Bob, wala rin tayong chat GPT dati. Okay.
Oh, definitely, yes. Kaya, mas magaling tayo magsulat ng na
Okay.
Okay, guys, go to game, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Bob, Sir Omar, and Sir Anton. So today, I'll be just breezing through a particular topic, and also we would be I would be showing you, parang presenting you our advocacy in terms of what we currently do right now. But moving forward, it's been 29 years. I think it will be held on Tuesday. It will be the 29th year on Wednesday, March 29, and and I'll be presenting you something. So hope you stay along with me. So, okay. So, well, nilalagay ko lagi, usually whenever I do have presentations, I do have social media inserted on it. And if you're going to post something, you use particular hashtags. And that's the trend today. And usually, panipe-present ako sa students, minsan sa conferences, students, I always engage them with social media. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I'm sorry. So, well, just like I mentioned, I think for those people, I was expecting also people who are quite younger, that if they did know that the internet was officially started in the Philippines, March 29, 1994. So it's now the 29th year, and during that time, daming nangyayari, and na-facilitate yung internet before it was really, we were really fully connected in 1994, and it started 8 years before that. Yung lahat ng preparations, even they did really had a hard time, facilitating for us to be able to connect to the internet. Kasi, syempre, the US had been connected siguro 10 years before, correct me, Sir Bob, before that one, before tayo ma-connect. So, we were trying to facilitate something for us. And, that was not possible until the time that these three and other internet pioneers came along. And, if you're not familiar, I think you're familiar with this three. The left side is Benji. Okay, the middle is Doc Bill, and the other one is Doc Rick. Okay, Villarica. So they are part of the what you call fathers of the internet here in the Philippines. And during that time in the early 90s, and particularly in March 29, in 1993 and 1992, actually they were really facilitating on how we would be able to be connected to the internet. And yeah, March 29 came, March 29, 1994, and voila, Benji was able to connect us to the internet successfully, sending an email. And he was working with Comnet, if I could remember right, during that time. So, hindi ko na, kung tama. So, alam ko, sa Comnet siya nag-work that time. And ginamit yung, I think, ginamit yung, yung din, PLDT was also part of that. And a lot of things were done until the point that we were able to fully connect. And that was, I think, around 1 in the morning. And when I was talking to Benji during that time, Benji, the late Benji, that he was telling me that he was eating pizza, cold pizza, parang ganun, when he was connecting that to the internet. That is why pizza was really a very, very vital part of the internet during that time also. So yun yung it was around 1:15 to 1:30 in the morning that there was a successful connection. And I think during that time it's around 64K lang yata yung serial link that was used for that to be emailed. Tapos it was confirmed that we were fully connected when sabihin natin, somebody, I think Dr. Brule from Syracuse, confirmed that by around 10 a.m. on the same day. Yung natin, yung 64 KB natin, okay, was live already during that. Funny ways. Okay, so moving forward, last March 2019, this was a picture during the 25th anniversary of the internet here in the Philippines, and it was held in Makati, if I can remember right. And it was attended by a lot of people, a lot of coming from different stakeholders, and from the academia, civil society, even the government, and some of the pioneers, internet pioneers, are there. So Doc Bill was there. I think Doc Rick was there. Kelsey Hartigan Go was there, and all of those pioneers who were able to come during that time were present during the event. And it was really a good culminating event to mark the silver anniversary of the internet here in the Philippines. So by the way, next year, we're going to celebrate the 30th year. So yeah, hopefully and we invite you to join us in that big celebration. Okay, so we all know that the Philippines is talagang sila. Yun na talaga. We are so indulged and so connected already, and there are a lot of things that had happened during the past few years, and with the internet at the help. And it's like the internet is really driving everything right now. Diba? Technology is driving everything right now. And internet is really a big part of that driver. So I'll just move on to some of the slides just to show you some reports. And I think most of you know this already, that we do have right now a population as of January 2023, 116 million. And 85.16 million of the population is connected to the internet and actually using the internet. And out of the 85.16 million, 84.45 million this is active in social media. Diba? So kasama ako doon, kasama tayo. So yeah, I just want to also show you that the daily time that is spent using the internet across all devices is around 9 hours and 14 minutes. Diba? Ganun katagal. Diba? Well, I've been using the internet for, I don't know, 10 hours already. So, hindi na ako magtataka rin, diba? So, yeah. But that went down, during the report of 2019, January 2019, the average daily time spent by people in the Philippines in the internet across all devices is around 10 hours and a half. So bumaba na siya after maybe a couple of years. Actually, alam ko tumaas siya noong 2020 because 2020 and 2021 because of the pandemic. But in 2022, bumaba na siya and it keeps on dropping. So also, as you could see, right now, the device that is most used by Filipinos to connect to the internet are mobile devices, which comprises 97.3%. Yeah, so malaki talaga, and it's followed by laptops or desktops as combination. So in 97%, kasi right now, Filipinos are really into mobility, diba? They are used on the go na kasi mga Filipinos. So they want their internet connection. They want to be connected, fully connected while they are on the go. Okay, so yan naman. Okay, so watching video content. Sinama ko yan kasi right now it's a trend. Okay, na a lot of people are watching videos across the internet. Not only music, hindi ko na sinabi music dito, but I want to emphasize video kasi it's an ongoing trend. So any kind of video, as you can see, is 98%, di ba? As a combination, a lot of people are watching it. But if you are going to break down what type of videos Filipinos are commonly watching, ayan, kung nakikita mo, 76.4% tells you that a lot of Filipinos are watching music videos. What ang funny niyan, baka nga pag tinignan mo yung music videos, puro K-pop yung pinapanood, di ba? Right now because of that booming industry of K-pop here in the Philippines. Funny, pero yan talaga yun. Also, meron ako sinamang very, very intriguing. Okay. Yeah. So, yung streaming TV content via the internet, and right now, the percentage of the internet users who stream TV content over the internet is 97.9%. And as you could see, parang kung iaano natin yan, titingnan natin yan, TV content means that yung mga ina-upload, and also we could put in Netflix and some other streaming platforms out there. So yun yung kaya 97% yan because there are a lot of people who are really engaged in watching videos, especially in those type of platforms. I also included this one, yung mismong social media use. And right now, talaga, social media, alam naman natin na it's really, really big, right? So, well, the number of social media users currently in the Philippines is 84.5 million, just like what was mentioned. It's a really, really big thing. And we all know that social media have been a driver of a lot of things. It was mentioned, I don't know if this is just my observation, and also it was mentioned by a lot of people na rin, that social media became one of the drivers and one of the main factors in deciding the elections previously. So talagang iba talaga yung nagagawa ng social media at some this time. So moving forward, okay, really the internet growth here in the Philippines, hindi lang naman yan yung tinitingnan natin, but also there are a lot of factors na nagkaroon ng growth using the internet. So one is really e-commerce, and there is really a boom of e-commerce, especially when the pandemic came, diba? Kasi the pandemic disrupted everything, disrupted our diba, yung our normal way of life. So so people were kinda parang surprised of what happened, and they So, di ba, simply shifted to online. They do things already online, and especially shopping right now is fully online. Di ba? Minsan nga, hindi na nga nagpupunta sa malls yung ibang mga tao pero ngayon syempre namamasyal na ibang tao. So, pero dati, di ba, they buy everything online. It was really a big help for a lot of people. And aminin man natin, di ba, hindi na rin tayo makapag-shift back sa dati. Na kung dati, sorry to say, sabihin ko na rin, yung Lazada, yung Shopee, dati kasi hindi sila masyadong malakas kasi, di ba, yung ibang tao takot pa rin na mamili online. Pero, when the pandemic came, they had a boost in sales because ginamit talaga yung platform because it made them use it, di ba? Kasi at the end of the day, everything's online. So they have to really utilize those kind of platforms. So e-commerce. Then social media, as mentioned earlier, di ba? There are a lot of people who are connected with it. So social media has been a thing. And it has grown exponentially over the past few years, lahat yung subscribers and everything. Even our elders are already connected to social media. So, sabihin na natin, 5-10 years ago, they wouldn't think of connecting. Then there's also a growth and a boost with regards to digital transformation. A lot of sectors within our society are already transforming themselves to be digital. And not only digital, they need to be digital to be connected to the internet. Because right now, yung being connected is really, really very important, especially for businesses. And they use the internet as one of their main components to drive their businesses. And last but not the least, there's really a growth with regards to concerns related to cybersecurity. And, nung binuo yung cybersecurity law maybe a decade ago, di ba? Most of the things that are written there, well, are still applicable today, but there are a lot of things that have came out already that there's a need for me personally, if you're going to ask me, there's a need already to amend some of the things that in the cybersecurity law so that it will keep abreast with the times. But we all know na there's really internet growth. But I want to emphasize within the last 20 years, okay, near 20 years or the last 15 years, there's one thing that is slowly getting attention with regards to the international community. Not only to the international community, but in the Philippines as well. And I want to emphasize IG. So what is IG? Actually, baka sabihin nyo, IG, Instagram. Kasi yan yung Instagram, di ba? Or yung sa mga gamer, meron silang IG na tinatawag, yung tinatawag na in-game. Di ba? Or dun sa mga techie, IG, installation guide. Di ba? Pero hindi talaga yun yung IG that I would want to talk about. But I would want to talk about something, which is what we call internet governance. And internet governance has been here for the longest time. I hope you have heard of the term. If you haven't heard of the term, this is a very, very important term as of this time. Because right now, the internet is really within our midst. Hindi na tayo makakagalaw or hindi na tayo makakagawa ng kahit ano without as much as possible the support of the internet. And having to govern, pangit sabihin, no? Pero having to govern the internet and for us to know on how to use the internet properly is really a thing right now, and it's really, really very, very important for us to know on how to do it properly. Okay, so just to define internet governance, actually, during the the World Summit on Information Technology, which is WISIS, WISIS of 2005, which is held in Tunis. They defined actually internet governance as the development and application by governments, the private sector, civil society, and the technical community in their respective roles of shared principles, norms, rules, decision-making procedures, and programs that shape the evolution and use of the internet. And they define internet governance as such. But, to simply put it, yung internet governance is just a collection of processes, policies, and rules that guide us, okay, on how the internet works and how it is to be used. Ganun lang yung gustong sabihin dyan. And usually, it comprises a lot of things. Sabihin na natin, an example would be, part ng pinag-uusapan dyan is how to manage domain names or even regulating online content. Or sabihin na natin, maybe ensuring the security and the stability of the internet as we know it. But when we talk about internet governance, there are a lot of factors, and not only factors, but also players as well. So kung titingnan natin, ito yung structure na internet governance as they visualize it. For them to be able to build a certain building, for it to flourish, they need a lot of things that needs to be included there. And these specific players that plays a major role in building this specific building, okay, needs to be, sabihin natin, needs to communicate with each other and also to agree to a certain extent so that they would be able to build the building that they wish to build. Okay. But with regards to that, there are certain guiding principles with regards to IG. So internet governance will always be open, inclusive, and transparent. So in any agreements, in any discussions that are being done within the realm of internet governance, yung open lagi siya, it is always transparent. And next, there's always a consensus. Whenever there's a decision that needs to be made, there needs to be a consensus among the different stakeholders that holds the pen, diba, and decides on whatever policy needs to be implemented and so on. So, also, collective stewardship and empowerment, because as much as possible, internet governance, whenever they do discussions, they need to get information or even suggestions, opinions, or comments coming from other people as well. And yung other people na yun are based on different types of stakeholders that plays a vital role with regards to deciding on whatever policy they want to implement. Next, pragmatic and evidence-based approaches. Because if you really want to create a policy, it needs to have a basis, and that basis needs to be justified for you to be included, diba? For that specific opinion to be included. Also, a very, very important guiding principle in terms of IG is volunteerism. And well, we are volunteers. Yeah, you guys who are in Mozilla, I know, are also volunteers. And, the spirit of volunteerism, whenever you do that, kung high yung volunteerism, a lot of people would really be interested. And if, it gives you a sense of fulfillment if you do volunteerism. And it is permissionless innovation. Okay. Bakit permissionless? Kasi you don't need permission from a lot of some people, because that is a decision that needs to be decided by people who hold the pen, and not only that, they get consultations before they decision. But I am talking about a lot of things, and kanina ko pa sinasabi na stakeholders. But IG runs under the multi-stakeholder approach, and who are those stakeholders, diba? So these are the following. Actually, that is one of the key features of internet governance, na multi-stakeholder approach siya, which means na each and every stakeholder have an equal voice with regards to the discussions. And yung mismong decision-making process is on a multi-stakeholder model. And usually nangyayari niyan bottom-up. Okay? Hindi top to bottom. Kasi pag top to bottom, nag-decide sa top, i-implement sa bottom. Pero pag multi-stakeholder approach, they always start at the bottom. They get comments, suggestions from people, and from there they discuss it on a per level basis until they reach the point of the decision makers to suggest on whatever changes, sabihin na natin, or policies that needs to be implemented within the realm of the internet. Yeah. So kung makikita natin yan, ito yung mismong landscape kung kasama yung lahat ng stakeholders. Ayan, yan yung internet governance landscape. I don't know if you have seen it before, this particular diagram, but the particular diagram, it's all over the internet. Okay, so this is the internet governance landscape. As you could see, these are the players these are the different stakeholders that plays a role with regards to the policy discussions, and not only that, pati creation of awareness programs, and yun nga, a lot of things. So lahat sila involved on how the internet is being done, being run. Okay, kasi there is no single entity that runs the internet. It is run by a multi-stakeholder approach. So yun po. So actually, there are a lot of issues that goes under internet governance, and I'll be mentioning some, but these are not limited to this particular issues. There are also a lot more issues that internet governance covers. So as you could see, again, some of the issues includes access and empowerment, human rights online, just like I mentioned, cybersecurity, privacy, and making the internet safer, okay, digital economies, and even emerging technologies, which is very, very important right now. Multi-stakeholder participation, especially involving diversity with regards to the people within the multi-stakeholder approach. So awareness also in digital literacy, which is very, very important for us to be able to move forward. Kasi if you are not digitally literate, diba, medyo ang hirap maintindihan what is out there. And other issues as well, which, hindi ko man nabanggit dito, but there are also part of internet governance as long as these issues are all related to the internet. Okay, so as you could see, ito yung mga ibang mga players. Tinanggal ko lang yung iba doon. Marami kasi yun. So tinanggal ko, naglagay lang ako ng iba, but I will be limiting my discussion to these areas, yung areas dito parang ICANN, IGF, tsaka Intenet Society, which I am currently involved. So yun po. So, well, one thing that is really fascinating in terms of internet governance would be nagko-conduct sila ng forum every year since 2006. Okay, and the IGF was conceptualized in 2006 by the UN, and this is parang it's a multi-stakeholder platform, and nagfa-facilitate siya ng discussions related to policy issues, and even issues that would relate to anything that was mentioned earlier. And these particular issues are being discussed for them to be able to craft policies. And it has been held, meetings around the world since 2006. And I want to go down to the level of the regional, the Asia Pacific Regional Internet Governance Forum, or APRIGF, is also being held, annually, and it was started in 2010 through the cooperation of different different stakeholders, and they saw that there's a need really for a specific regional perspective in terms of, I don't know, the use of the internet, because each region will have its own concerns, different concerns kasi yan. So they saw the need that, Asia Pacific should have their own, own policy, own discussion, which they, at the end of the day, they would be submitting to the UN IGF as part of their report, and it would be also, part of the decision on whatever the UN might come up with. So as you could see, ayan, yung Global IGF, it started in 2006 in Athens, and it has a lot of instances, okay? And in just last end of November to early December, it was held in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Actually, I was there, and I was able to talk to people, and also we were able to at least craft a suggestion with regards to the policy in the use of the internet in terms of how it is being done in the education sector. And right now, kasi kailangan na talaga, di ba? And ayun, may mga emerging technologies na, example, ChatGPT and so on and so forth. And that would be discussed in the upcoming IGF that will be held in Kobe, Japan later this year, around October. So the Asia Pacific Regional IGF, it started in 2010 in Hong Kong, and it was held last in Singapore just last September of last year. So ayun po. So tuloy-tuloy po yan. Next year, this year, it would be held, if I could remember right, in September also, and it would be in Brisbane, in Australia. So ayan po. It is participated by people across the region, and if you want to submit, for example, a talking point or maybe a session that you want to talk about, yeah, we could work something out and we could submit, a session for para doon. You could hold it on site or online kasi alam ko hybrid siya. So next slide, going down further, I want to also discuss about the Intenet Society Philippines chapter, and I am part of the board and also part of the incoming board, okay, together with Sir Bob, and I was so lucky to be nominated again. Si Sir Bob, manonominate talaga yan, idol yan. Okay, so yan. And actually, the Intenet Society Philippines chapter, in case you don't know, is ICANN-ALAC, and it is a non-profit organization that aims to promote actually the open development, education, and usually the use of the internet to benefit, people here in the Philippines. And we are part of the global organization, the Intenet Society, which has around 100 plus chapters across the world. And as much as possible, the aim of the Intenet Society is to maintain an open, transparent, and an accessible internet to each and everyone. Okay, so yung Philippines, nag-start dito ng 1997. Okay, it was started by Doc Bill, but after I think a year or two, it is in hiatus. Okay, I think in 1999, parang inactive siya. But after 10 years, a group of people, in 2009, a group of people reconvened and submitted a proposal to rejuvenate the chapter. And in 2009 also, the Philippines chapter was given a go signal to be rejuvenated. And, we are rejuvenated ever since. Okay, and luckily, I was part of that rejuvenation in 2000. Nahiya tuloy ako, ang tagal ko na pala. Okay, so some of the engagements that we are doing with regards to the Intenet Society would be government policies and standards. Okay, we also involve ourselves in research. There are people who are doing that. Outreach, and also part of the outreach nagsama ko na dyan awareness programs. And in government policies and standards, actually one of our success was the collaboration and the collaboration with DICT with regards to launching the national framework, broadband framework, if I could remember right. So that was held last 2019 or 2018 during that time, and that was really a good example, a very prime example of how multi-stakeholder works. That we really gather people from across the country and got their respective insights with regards to how the framework should be crafted, and that was really what they call this given props by the global ISO community because of of the success of that certificate. Okay, so another one that I'm involved in, ang dami kong involved is ICANN. Okay, ICANN actually is, if you haven't heard of it, it's the Internet Corporations for Assigned Names and Numbers. And actually, it is a non-profit organization that I think oversees the global Internet Domain Name System, or in DNS. And it started in 1998. Parang nag-ano lang yan, manage ng domain name systems. And usually, alam niyo naman yung domain name system, diba? So yung DNS. So you're familiar with it. And within ICANN, there is what you call an ALAC group. And the ALAC group, the ALAC group is the at-large advisory committee. And it is a group within the ICANN realm, actually, that represents the interests of certain individual users. And during that time, it was established, if I could remember right, 2010. Okay, and usually this group ensures that the internet users' voices are heard in the decision-making process of ICANN. And actually, APRALO is one of the 5 ALAC organizations that belongs to the Asia Pacific region. And APRALO, pag binuo yan, yung Asia Pacific Regional at-large organization. So right now, I think it involves around 50 plus countries across the Asia Pacific. Pero hindi kasama dito yung Middle East. Usually Asia Pacific, hanggang yung Pacific Islands kasama sila. So some of the activities that ICANN has been doing are, they do have ICANN meetings every year, that is thrice a year. They also do and sponsor global or regional events that are related to DNS. And one of the most famous events that they're doing are the DNS Forum and also the UA Day, or Universal Access Day. I forgot to include there also, they're also looking at activities and some policies with regards to internationalized domain names, or IDNs. Yan yung domain names that would include Chinese characters, for example, within the domain name. So that's one example. Also, they participate in global and regional events. In the IGF, they're very active. In APIGF, they're also very active. And in some other events as well, even in the IETF, if you're familiar with that, they're also very, very active there. They also actually offer fellowship programs. And these fellowship programs are very, very, very good introductory activity within the realm of ICANN. And I'm part of the fellowship alumni program, and I was so happy to be part of it. And ever since I was there already, and right now I'm holding a position. So currently the vice chair for APRALO across the Asia Pacific. So these are some of the ICANN global meetings that happened previously up to recently. Okay, just last a couple of weeks ago, siguro 2 weeks ago, people were in Cancun. Actually, wala po ako doon. So, people were in Cancun, Mexico, to conduct the ICANN 76 meeting. And during the meetings, actually, those are opportunities for networking, and not only networking, but policy making activities also. So, yan po. So, as you could see, in 2023, we do have 3 meetings. The one in Cancun, which was recently, tapos lang, Washington, D.C. in June, and Hamburg in October. And merong pagkakaiba yung 3 meetings na yan. So, iba-iba sila ng purpose. And in 2024, 2025, so dire-diretso po. Okay. Moving forward, I'm just going to show you some pictures of involvement and engagement with regards to ISOC, ICANN, and APRIGF by not only me, but also other members of ISOC and students from the Philippines. So parang yung Philippine involvement na rin. So some of which lumang pictures na, but I haven't put new pictures yet kasi wala pa ako nung iba na nakukuha kasi hindi ko pa siya naayos talaga. But you know, I'll be showing you some pictures. This was, ayun, the framework was the National ICT Ecosystem Framework. Okay, and this was yung nilaunch yan nung ano, I think this was one of the consultation sessions, yun, in, if I could remember, in Cagayan de Oro. Yun po. Then, next slide was the launch ng National ICT Ecosystem Framework. And during that time, yung acting secretary pa noon ay si Secretary Rio. And the one that is yung katabi ni Secretary Rio is the Asia Pacific head of ISOC APAC. So yun po, si Raj Singh. So, then this was some of our awareness sessions. I think if you are familiar with Bani and Achi, so they were introducing technical stuff, and not only that, but internet governance as well during one of our sorties in Macau. Okay. And this was the intercommunity last 2017, and intercommunity is really a big global ISOC activity that is being participated by technical people, by policy people, by students, and a lot of people that are involved and mostly interested on how the internet works and how the internet should be improved over time. So these are some students. Okay, bench pala nasa dulo, but these are some students which we brought during our community, which I brought during APRIGF, which they participated in the Youth Internet Governance Forum. Okay, meron ding fellowship yung Youth Internet Governance Forum. If you are interested, just tell me. There are a lot of internship, fellowship opportunities that are out there that you could take advantage. And that taking advantage also would really give you a perspective of what internet governance is, depending on what part of the world with that. Okay. And other involvement as well namin with regards to yan po, so same thing, and I was in the IGF, etc. So one way or the other, how would you be involved? So yun po, familiarization within IG, coordination with local groups here in the Philippines that are involved in IG. I would love and I would like to invite you to join us in ISOC Philippines chapter. Yeah. So that is one way, and be involved in the mailing list. And also, if we do have activities, please support us, and if possible, you could also involve yourselves. So join a mailing list. Okay, maybe research, present technical papers related to the internet in conferences, and join international working groups if that would be possible. So volunteer in your local or international IG events. So just like what I mentioned earlier, apply for fellowship programs or even scholarships, attending events such as this, yes, building your network, which is very, very important, and participate. But so the Internet Governance Forum is really a unique platform when, as much as possible, we want you to join us. And let's have the internet and let's build the internet and let's build the internet, the future and the internet as we see it fit. So thank you po. And before I stop the presentation, I'll see you on the net. This is Vince Surf, and Vince Surf is one of the fathers of the internet. So, Sir Bob, thank you so much. That ends my presentation. Sorry po, napahaba.
No, sir. Okay lang yun. Maraming salamat, Sir Dean Aris Ignacio. Teka, hindi ko makita yung sarili. Yun, okay. Maraming salamat, sir. Very, very insightful presentation. Siguro we'll just have to accept some questions. Do sa audience natin and do sa room, sino may tanong, feel free to unmute yourselves.
Yes.
Pero,
si Sir Jake, Sir Bob, nandito.
Oo nga eh. Yeah, kamusta?
Sir author yan. Idol ko yan.
Idol. Pero sir, may kasi we ask our attendees when they RSVP kung meron silang tanong in advance. May nagtanong is, what technology changes our society to be better?
What technology changes our society to be better? Wow, that's a tough question actually. Technology that has been created, okay, or invented, usually changes technology. Usually changes the society in general. So, kaya nga siya in-invented. Kaya walang particular technology that will change society. But all of the technology that has been invented will change society one way or the other. So, yun yung ano doon. May it be the internet, may it be the result of whatever AI is, di ba? And whatever yung mga current technology, it would create an impact. As long as it will just be used in a proper way, which is very, very important. Yun po.
Ito pa, isang tanong. What are the major milestones in the development of the internet in the Philippines over the last 29 years?
Oh, wow!
Siguro, you may isang major lang, sir. What do you think would be the major development or a milestone sa Philippine internet?
Oh, actually, policy. Hindi technology based, policy based. Because actually the cybersecurity law was a big leap already. Pero what for me, what is yung pinakamalaki is the e-commerce law, believe it or not. Because during that time, the e-commerce law was, I don't know, Sir Bob, if you could remember, it was rushed to be approved because of what happened the month before. Yun yung lumabas yung I love you virus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yun.
Yeah.
And it was, if I could remember, it was ratified June 2001. The I love you virus went out and, disrupted everyone May 2001. So, for me, yun yung pinakamalaki because it gave us parang a shield of what's going to happen if there's a malware attack or something. Yeah, that's the most basic thing. So,
Yeah.
if you're going to ask me. Yeah.
So, it's more on the legislature related to e-commerce. Yun nga yung problema doon sa batas na yun eh. Ginagawa siyang lagi siyang pinangsasangkalan sa lahat ng mga gusto nilang kasuhan related to internet and computers, and they will end up the government, the police, the justice system will end up losing kasi mali naman yung approach na ginagawa nila. Pero I should agree. Actually, if I will be asked with that question, nasasagot ko talaga is e-commerce. That really changed the way we live our lives. Parang kahit bata ngayon, di ba? Alam ko ano ang Lazada, ano ang Shopee, ano ang Lazada Move, Di ba? Grab, Grab food,
Yes.
and Food Panda and all this stuff. So, ayan, ang sabi ni Anton, I love you virus.bds, attach sa Eudora mail.
Sa Eudora, yes.
Cool. Ano yung Eudora? Siguro yung mga makapanood na recording natin, so ano yung Eudora na yun? Ano yun? Yun yung Outlook. Yung ngayon, ano pa ba yan? Thunderbird, kung may gumagamit ng Thunderbird.
Pero may Thunderbird pa, Sir Bob, no?
Meron pa, sir. Separate yung development niya from the mainstream Mozilla.
Yes.
Pero there's a group handling it now. May major announcement sila soon. So hindi ko sila panguna, pero ang clue doon, it will come to the mobile devices. Awesome. Okay. So yun. Lycos. Ayan.
Lycos.
So far. Ayan. Nabasa ko lang sa Wikipedia. Hindi. Joke. Actually, my Angel Fire website still runs until now.
Oh, di ba? Angel Fire.
1998. Bumagana pa siya hanggang ngayon. Minsan lang parang nakaka-cringe tingnan yung web. Parang, ganito pala yung ginawa kong website noong 1998. Pero pag kinikwento ko sa mga estudyante ko, I created that website using Notepad. Parang everything was written in Notepad.
Well, gano'n naman talaga eh. Dati.
Oo. Medyo high-tech na siya kasi yung top banner niya, nagbabago everyday. So may programming yun. So pinrogram ko 365 days, isa-isa. So parang that time, it's high-tech. Pero ngayon pag nakita mo, no, pag nakita ng anak ko, parang, how ugly is that website? Pero during that time, it's high-tech. Parang nag-evolve naman yan. So malay mo, di ba? Ano pa? Ito sir, may tanong. Related to regulation, how has the Philippine government regulated the use of the internet in the country over the past 29 years? How do you see it? Yung regulation?
Limited, sorry po. Very, very limited. I think, Sir Bob, you're going to agree with me. Very, very limited. Hindi nga. Ang hirap kasi, ang hirap kasi is that a lot of our legislators are somewhat illiterate in a way, sorry to say, pero yun nga, but there are still they reach out to people naman who are literate enough to give them, the insights on how they're going to do the law or some of the legislative things that they need to pass to the Congress or to the Senate. So, well, yun nga, very, very limited, and sana moving forward, through the help of, the people who really knew how to work around the internet, we'll have a better legislative process with regards to, the internet.
Yes, sir. Actually, I should agree. Doon sa mga lawmakers na mga kapanood ng recording namin, ng session na to, huwag kasi kayong makikinig kani-kanino lang. So, you ask the experts.
Yes.
We're not saying that we are the experts.
Yes.
At least we know what we are saying. That's one. Wag din kayo makikinig sa mga negosyante. Yun lang ang problema kasi, di ba? Sir, ilang beses tayong naiimbitahan sa mga sessions pagdating sa pagtalakay sa batas, pero it's a sad thing, pero most of the time, di ba, parang as a consumer, makita natin, yung batas naman is siding lang para sa mga negosyante, para sa may mga negosyo, and pabor lang sa kanila, which is, yun ang ayaw natin mangyari. Kaya, favor lang doon sa mga, tatakbo sa susunod na eleksyon, di ba?
Sir Bob,
Yes, sir.
Just an addition. Doon pumapasok yung dapat ini-implement yung multi-stakeholder model. Kasi, you need to get the people from the actual users, the actual people who will be directly affected. Di ba? So, dapat hingan mo rin sila ng opinion, because aside from the experts, these users know what they're talking about kasi sila yung nakakaranas in the first place. So, yun po.
Mismo, sir. Ito si Jake. Si Sir Jake, merong sabi niya, any insights on this matter? Why the internet infrastructure here in the Philippines is always being dependent to private sector to implement instead of the government? to lower the cost of internet access here in the Philippines? Sige, sir. Sige, Dean Aris, mauna ka na.
Okay, ang hirap sagutin. Actually, Sir Jake, ISOC Philippines, the Philippine chapter has been part of pushing the third telco, okay, previously, and we were so lucky that the third telco was approved. And sabi nga, di ba, just like what was mentioned, you need a legislative law for you to operate in the Philippines. And it limits the capability of healthy competition. Kaya kasi noon dati nung wala pang ganyan, 'di ba yung mga yung mga prepaid na internet, it lowers the cost kasi maganda yung competition. But when that specific law came about, yun, nawalan na ng power yung small players. Kasi ang importante dyan, we need more players so that there would be a healthy competition and better services, di ba? So yun.
Sure, pero kasi 'di ba, ang isa sa ina-aspire natin para tayo dapat Singapore, that the government basically controls the infrastructure,
Yes.
telecommunications, internet, and all this stuff. Pero siguro sa dami ng iniintindi ng gobyerno natin, medyo maybe it will happen in what, 30 to 50 years from now?
Yeah.
Kung
Pero
gusto
kailangan pa rin, Sir Bob, ng na coordination with the private sector, because the private sector is the one that, sorry to say, funds it.
Yes, sir. Saka, yun, parang 'di ba, Jake, gusto mo ba na yung nakikita natin sa gobyerno sila magpapalakad ng infrastructure? parang natatakot ako doon.
Kaya nga Pero, hindi naman
yung simpleng 'di ba, government services hindi nila maayos. Go ahead, Romar. Sorry, Romar, hindi ka namin marinig. Go. Siguro, baka may problema sa mic.
Type ka lang siguro ni Sir Romar.
Sa ating chat. Yun, medyo, in as much as we want. So sabi ni Romar, baka madagdagan pa trabaho ng DICT niyan. Oo nga, sa dami-dami lang ginagawa, no? Hello, kamusta sa mga taga DICT?
Hello.
May mga kaibigan tayo dyan. May mga kaibigan. Yung iba, ewan ko. Pero at least tayo sa Intenet Society, may mga kaibigan tayo, mga taga DICT. Okay? Na hindi appointed. That's the keyword hindi appointed. Okay? Pati yung mga fans ko sa Twitter ng mga taga DICT, okay? Just follow me, hindi yung puro comment lang kayo sa labas ng Twitter, okay? Ayun. Sino pa may tanong? Check ko lang, sir, dito sa eto yung last. May isa nagtanong dun sa RSVP. What are some of the notable contributions of Filipino individuals or companies to the development of the internet and related technologies globally?
Globally? Wow.
Globally. Ano daw yung naging ang tawag doon? Ating ambag sa development ng internet.
Wow, bigat na Hindi ko maayano yung globally Kasi nationally there are a lot actually. Nationally. But globally, maybe there are researches that are presented during yung sa IETF. I think there are a lot of Filipinos that have been doing researches and have been presenting it in the IETF. If I could remember right, merong isang Filipino na nakapag-ambag sa isang RFP. So, I forgot kung sino tsaka kung anong RFP. May number yun. So, I think part siya ng team na yun. Or I think, si ano yata, Sir Bob, si Nestor yata, if I could remember right. So, nakapag-ambag siya doon sa RFP. So, ayun. That's one thing. Kasi yung RFP, it is request for procedure, if I could remember, kung tama yung ano ko, that is a step for you to be able to propose a protocol that would run under the internet. Yeah. So yung mga protocols, yung TCP/IP, it has an RFP number. So parang ganun. Sorry, naging technical ako konti. So,
yes, sir. Okay, no problem. Ako, on top of my head, I can think of is, what's her face? Ann Aaron, nung Netflix. Pilipina siya eh.
Yeah.
And si Ann Aaron, di ba? Parang, doon sa mga hindi pa nakabasa ng istorya, engineer siya ng Netflix and siya yung responsible kung bakit hindi nagbabuffer ang Netflix. So, that was a feat. So, parang, even the other streaming platforms, magbabuffer yan eh. Pero bakit ang Netflix, kahit mabagal ang connection mo, hindi nagbabuffer? And that is basically because of Ann Aaron. Filipina siya. I think baka yung nagpalit na lang siya ng surname, siguro nag-asawa siya, pero originally she's from the Philippines.
I see. One thing came into my mind, Sir Bob. I don't know if you know Joey Gorango.
Oh yes, yeah, si Joey.
Gorango. Yeah. Joey Gorango created, it's like an ERP, which is yung Great Plains, if I could remember right. Na-create niya yun, it has his company and it was bought by Microsoft, right?
Yeah. Microsoft Great Plains na siya ngayon.
Yes. Na ngayon Great Plains, parang Dynamics na siya ngayon.
Ayun, Dynamics na yun. Yeah.
So,
nabuto ko yung Microsoft Great Plains kasi.
Yo, bro. Pero yun. So, Joey Gorango, is famous, di ba? So, yun. He's Filipino.
No, marami. Medyo, ayun, nung nakita ko din yung question na yun, parang trivia quiz question siya. Siguro, one of these days, maganda siyang topic for an article. So, what are the notable contributions of Filipinos or individuals or company? And siguro, in general, the works being done by ICANN, by ICANN here in the Philippines, by organizations like Mozilla and all the tech organizations, collectively, they make an impact on how we live on the internet age right now sa Pilipinas. So yun, medyo hindi lang, di ba, parang lagi natin sinasabi, since we are volunteers, it's a thankless job.
Yes.
We consider it as a job, pero it's something thankless. With people, they don't realize na we contribute, pero we don't get much of the credit, parang ganon, di ba? In more of sabi ni Romar, pinaka-prolific sa social media, SMS, di ba? Tama, social media, Romar, yung SMS, social media, tama ba? Short message. Okay.
Iba pala yun.
Social media. Kasi tapos na yung pagiging text capital daw ng Pilipinas eh. So social media capital na. Yun ang gusto nilang, based na sa report, sir, na pinakita sa Meltwater, some are saying that we are now the social media capital of the world.
Kala ko tuloy, SMS, social media star.
kasi di ba, parang Pero, ang isa pang problema natin dyan, marami nga naka-social media sa Pilipinas, pero free internet. So, hindi na nakikita yung mga pictures, kaya uso ang fake news. So, maybe in one of those sessions, pag-uusapan natin yung mga ganong issues na marami nga naka-internet sa Pilipinas, pero they don't see the real internet. So, isa sa mga problema yan na, di ba, sa Intenet Society, palaging lumalabas yung ganong issues eh. Okay? Sino pa may tanong dito sa ating chat room bago nagpakawalan si Dinari? Minsan lang to. So we have in the room now Jake, Kevin, Romar, Sasa, Anton. Last call bago tayo mag-wrap up. Ayan. Okay, sige, kung wala na, papasalamatan natin. Dean Aris, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much.
Sa uulitin. Sana hindi ko huli. So we learned a lot. Actually, ngayon lang kami umabot uli ng 9:30. Usually, alas 9, tapos na kami. So yeah, it's just a testament na maraming points kaming napulot and mahaba yung discussion.
Thank you so much.
At sa ulitin, happy anniversary sa ating lahat sa internet. 29 years, we'll start preparing for the 30th. Okay? So may pinag-uusapan na sa Mozilla, sana matuloy and sana who knows? Okay, who knows? Maybe we'll be back to face by that time. Okay? Any parting words, Dean? Para bago tayo mag-close.
Ayan po, kung interested kayo na sumali at maki-contribute in the future of the internet, get involved. Yun lang po yung ano doon. I've been part of this and IGF, yes. Sabihan ko si Bob kasi i-facilitate pa yung registration, everything. But it's free, don't worry, it's free po. You could you could participate. Tapos hybrid naman siya. So kung makakapunta ka ng Japan during that time, sige. It would be, ano tayo doon? Magsaki tayo, Sir Bob. So yeah. So get involved. Yun lang po yung pinaka parting words ko, because getting involved and giving your time to an advocacy will be something, and let's craft the future of the internet as we see it.
Yes, sir. Well said, well said. Maraming salamat din, Aris Ignacio, para sa lahat ng inputs na shinare mo sa amin tonight. So uulitin, maraming salamat din sa lahat ng sumama sa amin sa online meetup na to. We will be having siguro a follow-up session in one of these meetings, okay? So again, happy anniversary sa ating lahat. So yung internet, it's a tool that we should use for the betterment of the country, of our families, of society, and etc. Okay? Ingat kayong lahat and we'll see each other online. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you.